Hello and welcome to my live session. So thank you so much for tuning in. Before we start with our granny square, I'd just like to share my crochet that I've already done. So this is one of the things that I've done, which is and this is how it looks. The other thing you can see in the screen is this teacup, and you can see it's a pin cushion. So you can place your pins on top. Yeah. Some of the other stuff that I have already made, I'd like to start with the headbands. So these are the headbands that I made, and these are the lacy headbands. I've already done a pattern for my lacy headband in one of my videos, and I've decorated this one with a butterfly. This one's all with a butterfly in different color combinations. Then I've got some with the flowers on them, and these are all different sizes flowers. I put a button in the center in this one. Here's another one. So these are some of the headbands that I have. And these are some of the keyrings. I really love the strawberry one. I really like the strawberry pattern. I'll hopefully do this on my channel soon. And this is the butterfly keyring. I like the butterflies, so I've done a few on the headbands as well and in the keyrings. I'll share some earrings with you. So this is one of the earrings. It's a bit big, as you can see. Let's turn another light, maybe better in the light. These are chain designed earrings, so they have a pattern of chains intertwined into each other, and it's a nice pair of earrings. So I've done some butterflies over here. As you can see, I like butterflies. So this is a earring with that pattern. I really like these ones. They are very nice and they give a nice delicate look. And I actually like this color as well. Then I have these earrings with buttons in it, and I've crocheted around the buttons. It's a nice pattern and I like the color combination, but I don't know how everyone feels about it. But the gray goes with a lot of colors. And these are my personal favorites. I really love this pattern and I love the way they turn out as earrings. So I attached a small bead on the top and then the earring piece, and I really like this pattern. I haven't shared the earrings as yet on my channel, but I hopefully will do it soon. These require a very fine thread. I've used a cotton thread for most of my earrings. So what I share today with you is this granny square, and this is starting with a circle in the center, and then we crochet around to make it into a square. So this is one thing we're going to do, but before we start that, I'm going to do a traditional granny square, which starts with a cube in the center, and then we grow it as it is to any size we want. This is a really nice pattern to start with, and if you're a beginner, I would strongly suggest you start with this pattern. You don't have to switch a lot of stitches in this one, and all you got to do is just keep your count, and it's easy to count in this one because we work in sets of 3s, and these are quite visible while you're working. Compared to this one, you can see they're all very tightly knit, and it's hard to count, so you need a stitch marker for most of your rounds that you're working. But once you come onto the square part, it's easier. But over here, there's no requirement for a stitch marker, and you can do this even if you're a beginner. It's easy to count, easy to look at your stitches and go around doing your work. So we'll be doing this first, and I'll also tell you how to switch between colors so that our switching between colors is nearly invisible. You can't really make out where I started the other color from. So let's begin with this one. For my project, I'll be using a double knit yarn. So this is the yarn I'll be using for today's project. And a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm not really sure if you can read the numbers over here, but it says a 4.5 millimeter, and it's a crochet hook. So if you have any suggestions as to what I should post next, feel free to comment. And if you want to see any of the pattern from the earrings, let me know. I can hopefully bring that up first. I do plan to post all the patterns, but gradually, yeah, I need some time to record them. So starting your granny square, you can start in a number of ways. Okay, before we start, I want to say thank you to all those who have joined in and who are watching my live. Thank you so much, and welcome to my channel, Spinel Crochet and Cook. I do a few recipes as well, and I did a previous live in my kitchen. So today I thought I'd do a live on my crochet. So to start your granny square, you could start with a magic circle, or you could start with a slip knot. So I am going to start my work with a slip knot, holding your yarn like this so that the free end is in front of your hand. Yarn over the other end and bring it around your fingers, and then bring this in the center and pull. So this is your slip knot. Now we release the tail over here and we hold our yarn. You can hold the yarn anywhere you like, but this is the way I hold it. It goes around my little finger and then my index finger. So I'm going to chain 5 over here. I hope I'm in the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we slip knot in the center, so go in, yarn over, and pull up a loop and pull this loop through the loop on your hook. So you'll have a center circle over here. Now keeping this yarn really close to your work, you can weave it in while working, or you can just leave it and weave at the end. Any way you like is okay. So we start with the chain 3, and the chain 3 here counts as a double crochet. Chaining 3, and now we make a double crochet. So to start a double crochet, yarn over and go in the center of your work, yarn over and pull up a loop. Over here you can see we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's your double crochet. So we have 2 double crochets. Yarn over, go in the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, and we're making our second double crochet. So we have 3 over here. This is considered as a double crochet. Now we chain 2 and we make another 3 in the same center space we have over here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Again, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to make another set of 3 in the same center space. So these 4 will actually be your corner of your granny square, the 4 corners. So I've made another set of 3, and after this again we will make chain 2 over here like we made in the previous spaces. Again, yarn over, go in the center, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and a double crochet. So we make 2 more to get a cluster of 3. Once you have your double crochets all done, so we have 4 clusters of double crochet, chain 2, and now find the top of the chain 3 you made over here. So I can see my chain over here. I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but you can also place a stitch marker if you're new at crocheting and it's hard to read your work. So just pull up a loop and make a slip stitch like this. So you can pull this yarn to tighten the center of your work, or you can just leave it as it is, because we'll be having spaces on all of the granny squares. So before we start the next round, we have to slip stitch to bring our yarn to the starting of this corner. You can start with this corner if you like, but I like to slip stitch and go into the next corner. So I'm here at my first. You can see the yarn is going under this stitch. So I'm going to take it under this stitch, yarn over, and slip stitch. Make this another slip stitch. So we slip stitch twice. And on the third slip stitch, we are going into the center of our corner, like this. Next, you will chain 3, and this is the starting of your round 2. Yarn over, and go in the center, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So that's your double crochet. I'm just going to release my yarn a bit. Okay, so now we make the third double crochet like this. We will chain 2 for the corner bend, which we have over here. We make a similar bend over here, yarn over, and make another double crochet in the same corner stitch. And we make 3 double crochets together. So this is the only thing that you have to keep in mind, that you're working in 3s. So now we move on to the next corner. Over here we chain 1 and we move to the next corner. So when we are at the corner we chain 2, but when we're at the center we only chain 1. Yarn over and go into the next corner and make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So for the corner we make chain 2, yarn over, and we make another 3 in the same corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Oops, I just lost that one. I'm going to make it again. Okay. So now chain 1, because now we are over here in the center, yarn over and go into the corner space. Work 3 double crochets, then a chain 2, and then 3 double crochets again in the same corner space. So if you have any questions, do go ahead and ask them in the comment section. So after I've done the corner, now we come to the center bit. So we chain 1 and yarn over, and then we go in our last corner stitch. And we make the same sequence over here as well, making 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. That's a chain 2. Okay, just let me bring my yarn. Okay, chain 2 and now 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So for the last we do chain 1 because we're in the center of our work, and we slip stitch to the top of our work over here. So there are 2 ways to change the color of your yarn. The first is that you drop this yarn over here and we attach the second color over here, and then we move forward. So I'll bring my color over here. So this is the other color I'd like to attach. Yeah, here it is. I couldn't find the head. Anyways, so yeah, this way. So after I've put my hook into the stitches, I place my next color or the other yarn and I pull through, and I pull it through the loop on my hook, and just pull this one from the back so you have your next color attached, and once you work you won't be able to see the color. So the other way to do this is once you slip stitch, like this. Oops, it's gone back again. So you slip stitch, okay, and if you attach the color over here, then you have to work in this one first, but since we work in the corner, so we slip stitch in the next stitch, another slip stitch in the following stitch, and then when we're making our slip stitch in the corner space over here, I go in, and instead of picking up the purple yarn, which I'm already working with, I pick up the new colored yarn and then pull it through and pull it through the loop on my hook. So here I've attached the yarn, and we can start with a chain 3 and then a double crochet in the same space. So we work our 3 double crochets, a chain 2, and then again 3 double crochet, 2 and 3. So over here you can see that the yarn is attached over here, and you can't really make out whether we cut the yarn first or we attached it, so it's really neat. We are going to cut this bit and then weave in the end, but for now let's just work with this one. So in this corner you have, after the corner you have this space in the center. So over here we chain 1 and we make 3 double crochets in this space. 1, 2, 3. In the previous 2 rounds we were working 3 double crochets, then chain 2 and then a 3 double crochet. But over here, since we work on the sides of our granny square, we are going to work just 3 double crochets, chain 1, we chain 1 before and we chain 1 after, and then we make 3 double crochets in the corner stitch. The corner stitch is the same as we worked in the previous round. Three double crochets, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, and we work on the side making 3 double crochets in this space. So as your work increases, the number of stitches on your sides will increase. So we had none on this side, on this round 2 we didn't have a center, we only had a space. So in round 3 you can see we have our stitches in the center and we'll have 2 spaces over here like we have over here. So the round following that we'll be making 2 over here as well. So in every round we'll be increasing our work. Chain 1 and we're back to our corner. So the starting bit is quite fast as it grows really fast, but once your sides start to increase, the growth really slows down and you have to work a lot of stitches before you turn up to your corner bit. So 3 double crochets over here like this. Now chain 1 and then we go in the center space making 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and we're back at our corner, a new corner, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, then chain 2 for your corners and make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, that's the third one. Chain 1 and work 3 double crochets in the center space. 2 and 3. Chain 1 and find the top of the chain 3 over here that we made at the starting of a round. So this is 1, 2 and this is the top number 3. So go in under both loops if you can find both loops. If you can find only one, just go under one, yarn over, oops I lost my yarn, okay, yarn over, go through and pull it through the loop on your hook. So this is the third round completed. To move on, slip stitch to the next 2 spaces. 1, 2 and then slip stitch into the corner. So 3 slip stitches and we're back at the corner and it's easy to start our work from the corner and we don't leave a space over here. If we start our work on this side, we might make a space on this end and that won't really look nice. So I prefer starting my work from the corners. This is how it will look like, and this is the piece that I showed you when we started. So I made a couple of rounds, maybe 1, 2, 3 rounds with this color, and then I changed the color, but over here I've made 2 rounds and then I showed you how to change the color. So I hope this pattern helps. Okay, I'll just remove this bit over here. Now we'll start with this granny square where we start with a center circle and then we move on to making our square. I'll be using this yarn. It's also a double knit yarn. It's not white, it's slightly green or blue in color, I guess. It's also one of my favorite colors. So to start your granny square, we can start with a magic circle or you could start with a slip knot and then start making your circles in the second chain from your hook. So since I made a slip knot in the previous granny square, I'm going to start with a magic circle in this one. So holding your yarn over here like this, Wrap it around your first 2 fingers like this, so they go across both these threads, and at the back you can see you have 2 strands. So go under the first strand and pick up the second strand, and when you pick up the second strand like this, just turn your fingers and release them. Now we hold the yarn, which is the longer yarn, and we release the tail, yarn over and pull through and tighten to form your knot. So this is your magic circle. So we are going to chain 2 over here, and this counts as your first double crochet. Yes, we start with the double crochet. So next we have to make 11 more double crochets in this center circle. So yarn over, go in the space in the center, yarn over, pull up the loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You have your first double crochet, and this is considered as a double crochet as well. So we have to make 11 more over here. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Once you have your work over here, which is 11 double crochets and a chain 3, try and pull this tail, and this will tighten your circle. Now find the top of the chain 2, try to go under both loops. Otherwise, if you just find one loop, yarn over, pull this loop, and pull the loop through the loop on your hook. So you've got your center circle ready. Now we'll be making an increase in each stitch, starting with a chain 2, yarn over and go in the first space, make a double crochet, yarn over and go into the next space, make a double crochet, yarn over, go into the same space again, make a double crochet. So we're making 2 double crochets in each stitch, and we're working on both loops. So by the end of this round, we'll have 24 single crochets. So we had 12 in the starting, and then we increase in each stitch. We have a total of 24 single crochets. Just going to release my yarn a bit. Okay. Sorry, yarn over and then go in the stitch. So this will take some time. So hello to everyone who's tuned in. So we're making a granny square starting with the center circle. So I'm here at the end, and this is now my last double crochet. So if you like, go ahead and count your double crochets. So I have 24 double crochets over here, and now we slip stitch on the top of the chain two we made in the starting of our round. So this is really tight. I'm going to try go under both loops. If you can't, just find one loop and then on through under both loops. Okay, yarn over and pull through. Oops. Okay, it's back on. Alright, so we finished the second round. For the third round, we chain 3. We chain 2. I like 2 because it keeps it tight enough. I don't like it flimsy. Okay, so the next is making a double crochet in the same space. So in the previous round, we increased in each stitch. In this, we'll be increasing in every alternate stitch. So in the second stitch, we're going to make just one double crochet. And the third stitch, we'll be making 2 double crochets, which is also called an increase. Next, make 1 double crochet, and we repeat by making 2 double crochets and then 1 double crochet. So we're going to repeat this for the entire round, and this is round 3. By the end of round 3, you should have a total of 36 double crochets. Okay, so second one here. So hello to everyone who's tuned in. Thank you so much for your kind words, and I hope you stick around to see my work. So this is a granny square we're doing with the center circle, and then we move on to make it into a square. So if you have any comments, do comment in the comment section. I'm trying to keep my eyes over there as well, but I'm mostly working in crochet. So hi to everyone who said hi. Okay, I sort of lose my count when I turn my head around. So it's 2 over here, and then 1 in the next one. So if I get my count wrong in this row, I won't be having the next row very comfortable, so I need to keep my count correct. Yeah, it's a double crochet over here, 1 double crochet in the next, 2 double crochets in the next one, 1, 2, 1 double crochet in the next one. Then we're back to making 2 double crochets. And then 1 double crochet. So I think I got the count wrong somewhere because I needed to end on a 1 double crochet. So let's check our work. So starting with a double crochet, 2 double crochets, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so we make double crochet over here twice. Let's just count our stitches. We got 35, so I'll make another one over here. 36. I probably did something wrong in the starting one. Maybe I lost my count here. Anyways, I have 36 over here. Now going to the top of the chain 2. This is the chain 2. Yarn over and pull your loops. Over here we're going to be changing our yarn. So let me grab my white yarn. So I've got my white yarn. So one of the ways to connect your new color is to drop this part over here once you have these open and you need to slip stitch. We pop on our new color, hold your yarn. So we go into the stitch, attach the new color, pull it through the loop on your hook. So you have a slip stitch as well as you've got the new yarn over here. So chain 3, yarn over, and we're going into the same stitch, which is this one. Go in, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you have a double crochet over here. Now we make another double crochet in the same space. So you have 3, so this is considered as a double crochet, your chain 3. So we have 3 double crochets in the first space. Now chain 2, and now make in the next stitch, yarn over and make 3 double crochets in the same space. Space might be a bit tight, so just try to squeeze in all the 3 together. So this is your corner bit, as we did in the previous granny square as well. In the corner we have 3 together, and we have this chain 2 in the center. So for the next stitch over here, yarn over and make a double crochet. Make another double crochet in the next stitch, and now make a half double crochet in the stitch after that. So another half double crochet. So we yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. So this is a half double crochet. Yarn over and make another half double crochet. Now yarn over and make a double crochet. Yarn over and make another double crochet in the next stitch. Now we make a corner stitch. So yarn over and make 3 double crochets in this stitch. That's 1, 2, and 3. Like this. Now we have to make chain 2. And over here we make in the next stitch 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we start with the side again, yarn over and make 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Now make 3 half double crochets in the next 3 stitches. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And this is the third half double crochet. Now working 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So these are separately done in 2 stitches. Next we work 3 double crochets in the same stitch. So this is our third corner coming up. 1, 2, 3. Now make chain 2 and make 3 in the next stitch. So in the next stitch we make double crochet, another double crochet, 3 half double crochets in the next 3 stitches, and then a double crochet, and then another double crochet. So for the last corner we make 3 double crochets in the next stitch. So I've done it in the same stitch, so I just have to move to the next one here. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and then make 3 double crochets in the next stitch. So this is your fourth corner done. 1, 2, and 3. Now for the last side over here, make a double crochet, another double crochet, and then 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over and make a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Now find the top of the chain 3, try to go under both loops, and then pull to make a slip stitch. If you want to start your next round, you can start it from here by making a chain 3 and then start your work. If you want to start it from the corner, all you got to do is slip stitch like we did in our previous granny square. 1, 2, and the third is in this corner stitch. And then you can make the corner stitches and make 1 double crochet in each stitch. So we won't be making half double crochets over here. So in the second round we'll just be working in double crochets, and this is how your granny square will look like. So once this keeps becoming bigger, it becomes more stable and this side looks more even. At the moment it might not look even, it might look like it's bending to the center, but once you have the next row, this will look perfectly fine. This is the back of a granny square, and we just weave in these ends once we're done with the whole project. You can make a couple of granny squares, join them together to make not just a couple but maybe a few, and then you can make a blanket. So I will be doing a blanket for granny squares in the similar way, making these with the center circle, and I'll show you how to join these squares together. So I've done 2 rows on this one. I've still got to do 1 more row, and then they'll be equal size to each other, and then it will be easier to join them because the number of stitches on each side will be equal. So these were my granny squares. With the center circle, and these were my granny squares. I still have to cut all the yarn, so these were the traditional granny squares. Just put them here. So this is the needle I use to weave in the ends. It has a big eye over here, if you can see, and the yarn very easily goes through it. So I hope you liked the session, and I hope you liked the patterns for the granny square. I hopefully show you how to join these granny squares together and you make a blanket from this. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully see you in my new videos. I just have to turn this off. Onto that last end.